Today's video is going to be a little bit different. Like I told you, I've been working on my webcomic called True Colors. The story revolves around Hazel, a teen who likes to cross-dress, and his group of friends. But to fully understand how this story came to be, I need to tell you the origins of Pride Month and how this beautiful festivity filled with so much love and joy was born. Let's rewind to the early hours of June 28, 1969. The place? A bar in Greenwich Village called the Stonewall Inn in New York City. At the time, it was one of the rare spots where LGBTQ+ people could gather, especially trans people, drag queens, and homeless queer youth. It was grimy, mafia-run, and often raided by police, but for them, it was home. That night, a police raid began, just like many others. Officers stormed in, demanded IDs, and arrested anyone who didn't match the gender on their documents. It was humiliating, it was violent, and sadly, it was also routine. But this time, something snapped. As the police tried to drag people out, a crowd began to gather outside. Witnesses say a lesbian woman fought back, and it is believed by many to be Stormé de l'Arberie, a black, much-presenting drag king. She was being shoved into a police car and reportedly shouted to the crowd, "Why don't you guys do something?" And they did. Tensions exploded, bottles flew, some say even coins were thrown. Perhaps a bitter reference to how LGBTQ+ lives were valued. There is a popular legend that Marsha P. Johnson, a black trans woman and activist, started it all when she threw a shot glass at a mirror while yelling, "I got my civil rights." You may have heard of this moment referred to as the shot glass heard around the world. Marsha herself later said that she arrived after the riot had already started. So did her friend Sylvia Rivera, a Latina trans activist. While we may never know exactly who started it, what matters is this. It was an eruption of years of frustration led by the most marginalized members of the queer community. People of color, trans people, poor people, drag queens, and homeless youth. The riots lasted about 6 nights. It wasn't one neat protest. It was chaotic and violent and messy. But it was also transformative. Out of the ashes of Stonewall rose a movement. Just a year later, on June 28, 1970, activists organized the first Christopher Street Liberation Day March in New York City to commemorate the uprising. It was the first Pride March, and it started with a sense of defiance, not corporate sponsorships with colorful logos. That march inspired others. Soon, cities like Los Angeles, San Francisco, and Chicago held their own marches. The spirit spread across the globe. Canada organized their first Pride picnic in 1972. United Kingdom did a Pride march in London, Trafalgar Square, that same year, and in 1979 other places like Berlin and Mexico followed. Regarding Spain, the first march was held in 1977 in Barcelona, and it was led by trans women, but their peaceful act was met with police brutality, with some activists injured and others having to face jail time. The very next year, however, 25th of June of 1978, an official Pride March was held in Madrid, and with the growing protests, homosexuality was decriminalized in December of the same year. Good old times where you could get arrested for kissing a man were finally a thing of the past. But what about the flag? The Rainbow Pride flag was first created in 1978 by artist and activist Gilbert Baker. Such a fabulous man! He was asked by Harvey Milk, one of the very first openly gay elected officials in the US, to design a symbol for the LGBTQ+ community. Baker hand-dyed and stitched the first flags himself. He first made a prototype the size of a poster, roughly 1 by 1.5 meters. And then the absolute madman went on to create the official pair of flags, which were massive. Nearly 9 by 18 meters, which is like the size of a freaking house wall. The original design had 8 colors, each with its own meaning of course. Hot pink for sex, red for life, orange for healing, yellow for sunlight, green for nature, turquoise for art and magic, indigo for harmony, and violet for spirit. Over time, the flag evolved, mostly due to fabric availability, but the rainbow became an enduring icon of pride, unity, and diversity. So today, when we celebrate Pride Month every June, we're not just honoring love and identity, we're remembering a riot. We're honoring a moment when a group of fed-up queer people said no more. It wasn't easy, and it certainly wasn't safe, but it was needed to make a change. Not all battles are this loud though. Some are quiet, whispered behind closed doors, hidden behind jokes, or carried silently in someone's heart. My webcomic True Colors is one of those stories. Like I said at the beginning of this video, the story centers on Hazel, a femboy navigating unspoken love, self-identity, and emotional vulnerability within a deeply religious environment. His struggle to express who he truly is, masked by jokes and avoidance, echoes the heart of Pride Month's origins. Just like the queer individuals at Stonewall in 1969 who said enough to repression, Hazel faces a world that doesn't always allow space for being your true self. And much like Marsha P. Johnson and Sylvia Rivera, who fought to be seen and heard, Hazel's quiet rebellion lies in choosing to exist truthfully, even if he hasn't yet found the courage to say it out loud. Pride Month isn't just about loud celebrations and festivities. It's about the quiet, painful, and yet brave personal journeys, like Hazel's, that have always existed in the margins. Hazel's story, wrapped in soft humor and tender puppy love, gives voice to those still waiting for a world where they can simply love and be, without fear or shame. In that sense, True Colors is more than a love story. It's a tribute to resilience, determination, and quiet power of queer people learning to live showing their true colors proudly, which is exactly what Pride is all about. Thank you so much for watching this video. You can read True Colors both on Webtoons and Tapas. The first episode is already up, and I'll be uploading new episodes the 20th of every month. I'll be dropping and posting little updates on my social media, links in the description, but I'm most active on Instagram. I'm trying to do better and post more often in all platforms, but I'm a disaster at organizing my schedule, so please bear with me while I become my better self. That's it for now. Don't forget to like if you like and subscribe if you sub. Or top, we don't mind. Happy Art Fight and happy Pride!